Hello. We ended here yesterday on this table here, and today I wanted to continue in this table here. The difference is 4.75. The cost that mills tend to incur based on uh, the reverse calculation that is done after the sugar is made, and then you calculate it reverse and backwards to find out what is the per kg cane cost for making 1 kg sugar. Cost of cane required to make 1 kg of sugar. So, and this number, this 4.75 represents that. Moving forward, here now another number is 4.54. So the table is same. These are the cane quantities, and above as well. Here almost the table is same. The cane quantities are same, sugar numbers are same, the quantity of sugars that are made, recovery rate on the last line is maintained same. Here indicative cost, cane cost prices are same, actual cane cost prices are same. The difference, there's a difference in first entry here, this one. This is the additional entry that I have made to refer to 45.50 and 45.41 per kg cost. That is quantities of cane required to produce 1 kg cost. So this is I have put in here so that I could derive the other numbers below in a correct manner. And then all the tables are almost same. Just the difference actually starts to occur when the number here 4.75 that we have discussed in previous videos, how this we came at this number and this number. So in this column, in this Z column, the difference is of number is of 4.75 to 4.54. Now this number 4.75 we arrived at after calculating, like we got the sugar amount, quantity, price and all, and then we reverse calculated and found the cost of per kg cane, cost of cane required to produce per kg sugar. And then from per kg sugar price we multiplied it with the indicative cost price, that is 180 divided by 40 kg. So per kg cane price, that indicative prices that were set by the governments was around this, right? Now this is not for the accurate, just trying to illustrate the process here to understand all the differences later in the prices and the cost that incurs. So we were here that how we arrived at 4.75, and that we have discussed in detail in previous video. Now we have changed this number to 4.54. Now how did we arrive at this number? So now these numbers are same, 4,550, 4,550, right? These are the indicative cost per kg cane is 4.55, 4.55. So this is all same. Now this number we arrived by calculating the price of cane in a very you can say simple manner. What we did, we simply picked the cost that mill stated that they had, the the cost of cane that required them to produce 1 kg of sugar, that is 10 kg, assuming the canes were 10 in quantity, and they required 10 quantities of cane to produce 1 kg sugar, and that uh, 10 quantities of cane, the per cane, that is 1 kg cane, it costed them around 4.54. But the indicative prices state that the per kg cane cost could be around 4.55 based on the indicative prices set by the provincial governments from time to time, and they vary different. So this is for understanding purpose. Now here we are trying to find out. Now this is one of the costs that one of the mills reported in some year 2016 perhaps, in the report, in the report of Sugar Opinion 2018. Yes. So on page 16, yes, around page 16, that there was this table which referred to the sugarcane cost, that is sugarcane cost required to produce 1 kg of sugar. So they produced 1 kg of sugar, and the cane cost and the cane that costed them to produce that 1 kg sugar, all the canes, they all costed 45.141. Now we are thinking, as assuming that it took them 10 kgs of cane to produce 1 kg sugar. If this is assuming, if these are the accurate numbers, right? Because these numbers that we have arrived at, how we have arrived at, what I did, I simply took this number 45 point and I divided it by 10. You can say, or if I just pick this number here, so I arrived at this number 4.54. How? I divided 45.41 cost of cane required to produce 1 kg of cane with the numbers of cane. So I got the per kg cane price because I divided by 10. So it costed them 4.54, that is 1 kg cane price. Now what happens, this difference 4.54 can increase and decrease based on the quantity of canes. If the quantity of cane, let's say they required 11 kg of cane to produce 1 kg of sugar, so this number would increase. And if they required increase to around 5, no, if let's say if we change this number here and we say this number would decrease. And if let's say that to produce 1 kg of cane, the mills required 9 kgs of sugar cane, that is 9 sticks. So this number would increase eventually. If this number increase, this number would increase here, and we will find out when this number has increased here. Let's say it's 5 here, 5.05. So this number will change because not change, because we are going to multiply it with 9 here. So this number is going to be same, but what will happen, the quantity of cane will change, and so does the price. But since now, what is the point of stating and all these numbers here? It is to uh, uh, tread on that very thin line to understand that when we do not take a lot of factors into consideration, when we calculate the prices, try to make an estimate on the cost, what we do, we just simply divide one thing with the another and we get the answer. When we don't take a lot of factors into consideration, these numbers are just close to around, you can say, they can just give you approximates. So now what happened, now I'll explain this point with this point after this, what I'm just about to explain. Now see here, this number is reduced 4.54. I have made this whole story and stretched it so long just to understand this basic fundamental point that also took me quite a while to understand. Now this point 4.54 number is reduced from this 4.55 per kg cane amount. So the difference between them both, 4.55 and 4.54, is 1. And when we multiply 4.55 with 10, we get 45.50. Yeah, 10 kg of cane, we get this. And when we multiply 4.54 with 10 kg of cane, we are going to get 45.41. And when we find the difference between these two, actual cane cost and the cane cost incurred by the mill to produce 1 kg of sugar, the difference is 9. Now this difference here is in minus sign. You can see the brackets here and the minus signs here. So this indicate when they made the sugar, the mills, from that 10 kg of cane, that costed them 45.50 as per indicative prices. But when they made the sugar and they calculated the cane cost after making 1 kg of sugar, so that here 1 kg sugar, so that cane cost reduced from 4.55, the cost at which they purchased, to 4.54, two differences of 1, which translated ultimately to the difference of 9 pesos. Yani 45.50 it costed them, but they produced, uh, after making sugar, they found out that they produced it at low price of you can say 45.41. The difference is of 9 pesos. Now this 9 pesos in minus, all these values, these are not indicating that they had incurred a loss, that they were able to produce same quantity of sugar and less cane cost. This here could mean that they uh, had better cost management, or they were good at, you can say, making sugar or extracting more sugar through intelligent processes deployed at their mills, you can say, through having better equipped machinery or advanced technology machinery, that they were able to reduce the cost for making sugar, 1 kg sugar. So, and that affected to their cane cost, and which reduced from 4.55 to 4.54, and ultimately the difference came around 9 pesos. So they did not created more sugar, but they actually saved the cost. So there are always two ways to make your financial statements or the balance sheets better. Either you increase the revenue, right, or you decrease the cost. So when the number here, which is 4.7, increased, we indicated that it is a value increase. Then when the number here is decreased, uh, we made an inference that it is the cost that they are saving. Now uh, this number that we arrived here, 4.54, and this minus sign can also mean they had better cane, a bit better cane quality, so they were able to save this much amount. We may not know the reasons actually, but mostly it could be cost savings. So what I'm trying to say is we may not know the exact reasons, because here we have only considered the factor that the cane was 10 kg to produce 1 kg of sugar, and that this 10 kg costed 45.41, and we have only added one factor here. So this may not be the most, you can say, robust conclusion about the cost savings, and these numbers can vary. If we had the better cane quantity, or the exact number that the cane quantity required to produce 1 kg sugar, and the variety of the cane, and the costing numbers of the mills, so that would have made a difference in these numbers. So since these are just for understanding purpose and based on the estimates, so here we are thinking or trying to understand the processes and the pricing mechanism, that these with the minus sign would indicate the cost savings. Now this number 4.75 seems to be more robust, because we use many factors here. We use sugar recovery rate. We also took into consideration sugar recovery rate, the quantity of cane that we have discussed, and we took into consideration that the quantities of the sugar produced, and then we actually came to this number when we did the reverse calculation. But here in the reverse calculation, we only considered that it could cost the 10 kg of cane. So all these numbers may change, are subject to change based on the number of factors we take into consideration. Here we took more factors, so this indicated also the quality was better, the numbers were better, so it indicated the increase in value. But here, when we only took the cane into consideration, the and not the sugar recovery rate, and just not the variety as well, the numbers reduce. Not that these both are different or in contrast to each other. This is different and this is different, and this is to understand the mechanism or the science beneath the numbers. So when we and the factors that lack and that need to be taken into consideration, so that the numbers that we get as a result are more uh, robust and more credible, and so that based on those numbers, further decisions or the policies or the frameworks, or not the framework but the policies and the standard operating procedures could be made, or perhaps frameworks as well, when we take into consideration the context and the background and the ecosystem as well. Yes. So this was all, and this was very technical, and it took me some time to understand this, and it was too confusing as well. So here, let me just read out the notes here. 4.75 was calculated by taking into consideration more factors which showed increase in numbers in terms of value that we have discussed. 4.54, this number was calculated assuming cane quantity required for making 1 kg of sugar is 10. Here, the number here, 1 kg of sugar is 10, and may indicated better cane quality, cost management, or efficient use of processes. So this number here, this may indicate better cane quality. The difference here means better cost management, or it could be better cane quality or efficient use of processes. So it could be any of these until the data was more and there was better understanding. So previously we did the, I think for the 4.75 here, this was we did in the video number 32. So this is how we arrived on the 4.75 number, and it took many steps in reverse calculation. While for 45.41 we only divided with the quantity of cane and got the number, and we did not consider the sugar recovery rate and and all the cane sugar quantities and all. So that was the difference. And tomorrow, inshallah, finally this has finished. It was very tedious to understand, so I may resume here. Now these are just for to understand the differences, and here we are going to end. This is the end, and we will wind up. This sugar series would wind up, and I may find some time to work on them in very detail after reviewing it all and finalizing, and then perhaps I would plan on, you can say, uh, in a series in some another research topic or something. So that was all for today. Thank you.